So when you're trying to improve yourself and trying to level up in terms of consciousness, trying to develop your character, trying to shed vices and build virtue, what you have to understand is that it's a never-ending endeavor, and none of us are perfect. So there are most likely going to come times where you slip back into your old ways, or you make some mistakes that the you that you're trying to distance yourself from, or your lower self, was part of that MO, and you find yourself still doing it as you're trying to change. And as they say, old habits die hard. But what I want to talk about is this is something that I struggle with, and I'm sure many people do, and that is ruminating on it and dwelling on it and beating yourself up or crucifying yourself. And none of these things are virtuous, and none of these things should you invest your energy in, because this is a trick of the lower self to drain you of your energy, to drain you of the finite resources that you have in terms of mental capacity and all this stuff. And the other thing is that all the time and energy that you're expending on rumination and regret and all of these low level vibrations, you are not devoting to, well, first of all, you're losing the present, which is all you ever really have. And then you're not devoting that energy to the things that you should be focusing on, which is leveling up in terms of your consciousness and focusing on the person that you want to become, creating that ideal self, and then manifesting its physical equivalent in this reality. So it is difficult, and especially if you're a neurotic type of person, and it to some extent you've incorporated that type of being into your psyche, where you overanalyze things and you think too much. And again, I want to reiterate that this is a trick of the lower self to drain you of your sacred energy and to keep you invested in the past so that you lose the present. So don't fall for it. Don't ruminate on things. Know that you're not perfect. Know that you will slip up here and there. But overall, um, the important thing is that, as it says, the wise man falls 7 times and rises up 8, or whatever the saying is. Just keep getting up. Keep trying. Don't get caught up in your mistakes. Take the lessons from them. Take the wisdom from them. Know that you don't have to be a slave to your past self, but know that you're not going to be perfect, and we all have our flaws. We all have our things to overcome, and that is the gist of it. It's always about the journey. The destination, as they say, is inconsequential, and it exists only in your mind. All you have is the present moment. The past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. Time itself doesn't exist. So I just wanted to make a quick video about these things, because whatever your vices are that you're trying to overcome, and you find yourself slipping here and there back into it, just know that, be grateful for it. Be grateful for the struggle. Voluntarily bear your cross, and don't get caught up in the schemes of the false consciousness or the lower self that are presenting themselves to you so that you become derailed. And as I always say in every video, it never was about you. It's about what you're to do with the suffering, what the person you're to become by going through it, so that you can fulfill God's plan for you, and so that you achieve the proper level of consciousness to be able to facilitate God's plan. And you can only do that through overcoming your lower self and struggling and suffering and all of these things. So don't get discouraged. Don't lose the present moments in anticipation or rumination. And check out my other videos on this channel. My other channel where I do art and music is Ray Rivera. If you could like and subscribe and share, leave your comments, suggestions, whatever, I welcome that. Anything you're struggling with, anything you want to put out there, I'm more than willing to look it over. So thanks for watching.